Here's an absolute brute force, really horrible way to get this done. But I can't see another way to do it. Was sure I read somewhere how to do this, but I can't find it now. So have a look at this. So let's see what this looks like first. So here we've got a couple of fields. There's a company ID, a company name, and a person name. So I want to hide this company name here. And it's based. It's got a show hide expression client side. It's based on the value that's sitting in this toggle hide company field, just for an example. So I'm going to change that to 0, and I'm going to hide that field. So you'll see that it hides plus all the extra space hides. And we can change this back to 1, and we're going to see that that pops back into place again. Now, generally the problem with this, if we have a look at this, is that we've got our text here plus we've got this break sitting here, which actually belongs to the field above it. And it's the clear both it's the style of this break that we actually need to change. And if we go over here to the element style and we turn this off, we can see that we can actually affect that going back and forth. So that's what we need to affect. The problem is that these BRs, the way these breaks, the way that the page is rendered, we can't really get to them easily. So here's how we're going to do that. Let's pop back into Alpha. Client side event on render complete. So what we're going to do here is go after all the breaks. We're going to grab, we're going to use get element by tag name. We're going to get all the breaks in the DOM. I have no idea what this is going to do on a large document, but what the hell. So then we're going to loop through all these breaks, and we're going to give them an ID attribute so that we can actually get to it. So what that results in is this. Now we have a BR, it's got its style, and now it's got a sequential number. It can be anything you want it to be, as long as it's different, of course. And it's got an ID of 1. So now we've got our company name. We know we're turning that on and off, but we now can get to the break that's sitting above it. So you're going to have to find out. Well, you already know what your company name is. You already know what your field is. You don't have to do anything for that, but you will have to find out what the break ID is above it by inspecting the DOM. All right, so now we've got that. So let's pop back into Alpha, see what else we need to do here. We'll go to our controls. Here's our company name that's being turned on and off, and we're going to its show hide expression. Now, its show hide expression, like I said, is going to be toggle hide company is equal to 1. So that's that field. So this can be anything that's going to be valid. But what we're also going to do is we're going to use this user-defined JavaScript event that that the boys have put in here very nicely. They always give us something really cool to work with. So we're going to do that, and we're going to define this event. So as in their normal fashion, Alpha tells us exactly what we need to do. So we're just going to give it a name. We're going to call it hide BR for hide break. So that's okay. They told us how to program it. And what this looks like here is interesting. So it gives, there's our normal expression. So hide our field name is equal to 1. And then in double carets, they're placing their the JavaScript function. So that's how that's going to get called. And Alpha does that automatically for us because they're nice guys. So here's our function, hide BR. We know that we have a flag coming in. That's going to be true or false, depending on whether it's being hidden or not hidden. So true, we're showing. False, we're hiding. And they're also passing in a row number, which we can ignore because it's always going to be number 1 for UX. So we test our flag. If it's true, then we're going to do a set timeout. We're going to grab the value of our BR, which is 1. That's the one we want to hide. And we're going to change its style to both. So that means that this is going to show now because we're showing the field, the control. Now if we're not showing the control, so we're going to drop down into the else. If flag is false, then we're going to do a set timeout. We're going to grab the number 1 ID, which is the ID of the BR, the break that we want to grab, and we're going to set its style clear to none. Now we have to do this set timeout because the show hide expression kind of fires kind of fast, and it doesn't give our on render complete function quite enough time to finish. So we have to put in, what's that, a 50th of a second, or 50 milliseconds rather. So that's what we have to put in there. So it's just delayed a little bit, and your mileage may vary on that. So you'll just have to see. So anyway, doing all this, we'll just jump back in here again. We're going to come in. This is going to be nothing, so we're just going to render this. So because it's not equal to, because this is false, this is because there's nothing in here, our control and our break get turned off. And we'll just turn it back on again, which is great. And then we'll turn it back off again. So it works really nicely, but it's just really brute force, like I say. So kind of use it at your own risk. Thanks for having a look.